Larry Wilmore is actually, in my opinion, a very good comedian, and I believe that he was at least a semi-Bernie Sanders supporter during the primary, and most likely early primary, which is it's very admirable. But number two, I just like to say the White House Correspondents' Dinner speech that he gave. I thought it was amazing personally. Like, I thought it was legitimately like awesome. It was superbly accurate. And here's the thing about our culture, though, is that the neoliberals were filling that fucking room, and people who even just believe in neoliberalism aren't the elite, aren't the rich, aren't the popular, aren't the famous. They may look at that like, ooh, Larry Wilmore saying the truth. Like I like the line where it's like, well, Obama and Steph Curry have something in common. They like dropping bombs on people from long distances. Like, dog, that's a roast. That is a roast. And he just went on a tangent about Ted Cruz, and he's like, the dude was going off, and it was absolutely hilarious. I think it was Don Lemon that flipped him off, I'm pretty sure, and just started making fun of CNN, and then all of a sudden, his show gets dropped. Fuck you guys, man. Fuck you. You damn neoliberals trying to control the media and everything, bro. Everything he said in that fucking episode was accurate. Neoliberalism has destroyed our political structure, and now we have people not literally being against hearing facts. Drone usage, that's a fact. Ted Cruz looking like the what is it? Is it the Zion killer? That's a fact. He does look like it. All these different things, right? They're all true. So it's like this idea that. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent here, but anyway, so Larry Wilmore had gotten in a little back and forth, or had a nice, like, strong fucking slap on Breitbart's Milo Yiannopoulos, because Milo Yiannopoulos went after transgender people. Because, oh man, what a better of a way to show your masculinity than go after people who are already struggling massively, and the suicide rate is extremely high. But anyways, here we go. Comedian Larry Wilmore blasted Breitbart editor and alt-right leader Milo Yiannopoulos over his treatment of transgender people on Friday night's episode of HBO Real Time. The former Daily Show correspondent and nightly show host went off after host Bill Maher pressed Yiannopoulos over intentionally using he to refer to a transgender woman during a speech at a college. He had already left the university, and I make no apologies for protecting women and children from men who are confused about their sexual identity, Yiannopoulos said. I did it on purpose. I misgendered this person. I think women and girls should be protected from having men who are confused about their sexual identities from their bathrooms. And here's the one that I want to say in my previous video about Bill Maher, is that this is verbatim. It says, Maher agreed with Yiannopoulos, calling his statement not unreasonable before Wilmore stepped in to disagree. So Larry Wilmore, you are literally Jesus, and I really appreciate your work, dude. I really wish you still had a show. You're much better than all these other pricks. But anyway, so here's what Larry Wilmore himself said. I just think it's sad because the same arguments that were used against gay people, treating them like aliens who wanted to fuck anything that moved, and that's why we should avoid them at all costs, are being used against the trans community, Wilmore said. And it's totally true. Like, this idea that we should be going after these people who are just who have like a disorder, who just need help, and they're trying to live their lives to the best and comfortableness as possible, like treating this as some kind of mental illness that cannot be solved, is ridiculous. And Ben Shapiro repeats this shit over and over again. It's utterly horse shit, is what I'm gonna say. But anyways, they go, you can always find an extreme person that becomes the object of your attack to assign that to everybody. So if you say, well, that person is weird, or they want to commit sexual assault, then people think all transgender people want to do is commit sexual assault. So that's also true. I don't even know any actual examples of anything like that happening personally. I've never heard anything like that. But he's totally right, though. In the gay community, that does definitely happen a lot. They say Yiannopoulos responded that transgender people are disproportionately involved in those kinds of crimes and mocked the idea that transgender people are discriminated against, adding, this is a psychiatric disorder like identity disorder or sociopathy. Alright, this is unbelievably ridiculous, and I actually am going to predict that in the next 20 years, maybe 30 years, that will be removed as a disorder, and it will become more as being like being gay. Is that Your brain is wired to a certain gender, but your body and biological parts are a different one. It's not that hard to understand, you fucking right-wing Christian pricks. It really is not that hard to understand. But, anyways, here's what they say. According to the Office of Justice Programs, transgender people are disproportionately the victims of sexual assault crimes, with 1 in 2 transgender individuals sexually abused or assaulted at some point in their lives. Yiannopoulos eventually turned to Maher and asked why he always invites such awful people on his show. Wilmore responded, "You can go fuck yourself." And that's right, Milo Yiannopoulos. You fucking neo-Nazi, white supremacist, racist, Trump supporter, self-loathing fucking prick.